Alright everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Course Party Book of Shadows. Okay, so I looked up the game and got the disappointing news that pretty much the entire game is like that search and find style, which is disappointing to me because I don't really care for that kind of style. Not saying that the style is bad, it's just not my type. But with that being said, I am going to try to fight through and beat the entire game. I don't see why I won't be able to, unless something super pisses me off, but I don't think that will happen. Anyways, I also did learn that it's a prequel and a sequel, so we're just gonna keep going. So we can just technically exit this. I needed to calm down. The Seiko I was friends with wasn't gone. She hadn't been lost. Regardless of whether or not I was able to return her feelings, I owed her at least a thank you. Seiko must have been pretty deep in regret by that point. I needed to get back to her. I needed to let her know that I would still stand by her. And she's probably going to be gone. I was suddenly distracted by the sound of dripping water nearby. It was as if someone had left the faucet on, but only just, and it was slowly spilling out onto the floor. But where was it? It sounded close, yet there was no sign of running water anywhere that I could see. I had a bad feeling about this. All I knew was it was close. Like, really close. Wait, no, it couldn't be. I looked down at my feet and I gasped. An unpleasant looking black fluid was running down my thighs and pulling up on the floor beneath my feet, and it wasn't stopping. Ew, what the hell? What is this? I hesitantly collected a bit of it on my finger and studied it. It wasn't blood, it was almost tar-like in consistency, smooth and vicious. And it seemed to be faintly glowing as well. Why was something like this coming out of my body? I went to wipe my finger on my skirt and shifted in place, only to lose my footing and fall backwards, landing hard on my rear. Yeah, that would be pretty creepy. I put my hands on the sides of my head, closed my eyes and screamed. I reached my limit. I just wanted all of this to be over. But try as I might to shut out the world was determined not to be ignored. It was like heaven and earth moving all around me. I felt dizzy. It was like my soul and my body were separating. I became acutely aware of my own mass and started obsessing over it. I was so heavy. My head in particular, the human cranium, weighs about 5 kilograms, and I could feel every last gram straining my neck muscles. It was hurting my back. What's happening? I'm losing consciousness. Can't open my eyes. All the blood in my body came rushing up to my head. Why was this happening? I could feel the blood vessels in my face pressing against my skin. I could see blood behind my eyelids. It hurts. It hurts so much. The blood just kept coming. It wouldn't stop. It felt as if my blood vessels, my eyes, my whole head could burst at any moment. Somebody please save me. Seiko. Be careful, you're about to fall into the valley of past and future memories. Just as my last vestiges of consciousness were fading, I heard a little girl's voice, but I was in pain. I was way down. I couldn't open my eyes. If you wish to save your friend, you'll need to overcome fate itself. What are you saying? The heaviness in my head grew at an alarming rate, and I heard a tearing sound behind my ears. It was the sound of a major blood vessel breaking wide open. I was certain I was going to die, but then the pain and dizziness simply vanished. I had the sensation of a faint shimmering before my eyes, and I wondered if maybe I could open them now. Slowly and carefully, I relaxed the muscles that were so forcibly and fearfully holding my eyelids shut. What? Where am I? Home. This isn't Heavenly Host. Right? I knew exactly where I was. I'd seen this image a million times before. I'd seen it just this morning with Seiko. This was my house. Huh? Am I really home? Was it all a dream, maybe? Mom, I'm home. Something wasn't right. My field of vision was low to the ground, and everything around me looked much larger than it should. What was going on? Guess what? I brought you a cat. Dad? She's always been so mature, watching the house all by herself and we're away. Come on, pet it. Isn't she great, Naomi? Mom? Now you'll have someone to keep you company. Sorry, we're always so late coming home from work, sweetie. It's so nice that we can trust you, though. I am really sorry, but now you won't be lonely anymore, right? Stop this. May would spend half her time indoors and the other half in the backyard as she were out to pasture or something. It may not have been much land, but that was her territory, as she rarely ventured outside of it. Once I was so upset that my parents were going to be late coming home from work again that I scooped a May and ran away from home for a little while. Papa, Mama, I hate you. Stop it. It's because you're here, May. Because you're here, Papa and Mama don't think they have to come home. It's your fault, you know. Naomi, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Where did you and May run off to? I'm sorry, May. I didn't want us to be apart. I said a really mean thing to you, May. I'm so sorry. Now, it's alright, Naomi. May will always be there for you. She loves you, you know. She can sense exactly how you feel, and she's very understanding. It wasn't long after that, May ran away. I searched for her every day through teary eyes, but in the end she never did come home. It's such a pity. I guess even cats get strange ideas in their heads from time to time. That wasn't it. And you two were such good friends, too. I did this. Well, you'll make a new friend in no time. You just need to put this out of your mind and move on. It's because May was so understanding and kind-hearted that she disappeared from my life. If only I hadn't said what I said to her. May, come back, please. May. May. You never change, do you? Mom? Mom, where are you? She's not here. Naomi? Ah, Seiko. Are you alright? I've been looking all over for you. I'm so sorry about before. She didn't respond, but she didn't have to. This was definitely Seiko. I can't see you very well. Come a little closer, please. Let me see your face. I drew in towards Seiko, who was sitting on the ground, and rested my head on her shoulder. Then I wrapped my arms around her. I still couldn't see her face. I thought it might be because of the dim lighting in the room. But no, that wasn't it. Something was very wrong here. Seiko wasn't moving an inch, and that's when I realized her skin was cold. She's dead. Wait, where was I? Was I at home, or was this heavenly host? The last thing I remember was frantically trying to find her again. I could smell incense from somewhere far off and finally realized that this wasn't reality. No, this person sitting perfectly still on the floor, not saying a word. This wasn't Seiko. So who was it? Naomi. Within the unyielding darkness, I knew that whoever it was taking Seiko's shape was coming toward me. It's probably Chico. She's here. She's right next to me. I can feel her breath. I can sense her presence. Who are you? I'm your friend with the broken neck, remember? This is the future, where you make me die. Why did you leave me by myself back there? After we finally managed to get back together too. I was so worried that I'd hurt you, so worried, and that's why things turned out this way. No, don't say that. As I lay there stricken with grief, I heard the footsteps of a child approach. I looked up and saw a little girl with a red dress standing over me. Do you want to save your friend no matter what it takes? Who? What are you? I'm the one who controls the fate of this world. I had no clue what she meant by that. But I remember that she giving me advice this whole time. She had a different air about her than the other spirits around the school building. I felt like maybe she was on my side. I want to save her. Please, if there's some other way to do it, tell me now. I give you another chance to remember. Think hard. Well, you've just seen our events from your past, which is also the future to which your spirit now passes. In other words, this isn't the first time you've experienced this sequence of events, but you already knew that, didn't you? This sort of thing doesn't happen. It should have sounded like complete nonsense to me. But I didn't say a word, I just nodded. They were only fragments, but nonetheless, I was seeing crystal clear visions of what I could only assume was my first time experiencing these events. The sense of deja vu I've been feeling wasn't just some sort of crazy delusion or misidentified nerve impulse in my brain. It was real. Then you've also already seen the trigger event from which your despair originated. So now you fight against its fated demise. When I came back to myself, I found myself standing in the hallway on the 3rd floor of the school building. When did I get here? How long have I been here? I looked down and sure enough, there were puddles of black all around me. It was that vicious fluid that had been spilling out from inside me. A palpable manifestation of dread spreading out across the floor. But there was no time to sulk. I had to think about Seiko. I left her all by herself, again. I wonder if she's still in the custodian's room. That sound, it was coming from inside the bathroom. There was a violent bang come from one of the stalls with a lump in my throat and a shiver down my spine. I slowly crept in to take a look. Yeah, this one seems like it's mostly narrated. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girl's lavatory. Didn't feel like there was anyone else in here with me, but I sensed a slight movement on the 3rd stall door from the back. I mean, it's her. This was the source of all the bad feeling and uncomfortable premonition I've been having. I knew what I was going to find. I remembered this future. This was a future I absolutely had to prevent from coming to pass. The image of what waited for me in that stall was burned into my memory. Just do it the same way Satoshi saved you. And it was now a reality. You're still alive. I'll save you. There it was again, a flash of the sad future that awaited us if I made even one wrong move here. But there was still time. I could save her. Hold on, I'll get you down. But how? Her noose was pretty high off the ground. I needed some way to get up to her neck in order to pull her down safely. Something to stand on. If I use the bucket, she still dies. We know that. But it might... I'm gonna think of something else, because if we could do Satoshi's strategy, it would work. No, I remember now. The bottom of that bucket is rusted through. I fall and I wind up breaking Seiko's neck. There must be some other way, some way to loosen the rope so she can breathe. Though only half-conscious, Seiko was thrashing about wildly, frantically squirming for air. It seemed automatic, like a reflex. The body struggled for life when life was being denied her. All I could see as I watched her body writhing on the rope was proof positive that she wanted to live. I'm going to save you, I swear. It was going to be alright. I could see the future. Fate was on my side for a change. I mean, it's how Satoshi saved her. I knew I had to lift Seiko's body into the air, loosening the pull of the rope so she could breathe, unfortunately. While rising, Seiko inadvertently kicked me square in the jaw. The force of the blow caused me to stumble and fall backwards. She's really suffering. I have to hurry. Yep, too late. Seiko's neck was twisted unnaturally. Her arms and legs hung limply and swayed with the leftover woman tum of a struggle that would plague her no more. God, no. No. Seiko. I didn't make it in time. Maybe I couldn't. Maybe this was all predestined to happen. An inescapable fate. I didn't want to accept it, but here it was. Still, I should have been able to change it. Fear, despair, and anger were all swirling around inside my head, and I couldn't do anything to quell them. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. But I couldn't stop it. What the hell was wrong with me? I just went through the same motions as before. I had the exact same mistakes, and now, Seiko. Seiko, no. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here without you. A cool silence surrounded me. I was the only living being left. This was the ultimate despair. The hopelessness of being completely alone. And no matter how much I screamed, Seiko would never speak to me again. Okay, so you still get those on here. Okay. Now we know we think of something else. So here's what we'll do. We'll just skip ahead, and then we'll have to think of something else before grabbing her. Think of something else. No, wait, I remember this too. If I try to lift her, I'm just going to end up pulling down on her harder and breaking her neck. See, I don't remember that part. Seiko. What do I do? There has to be something else. Yeah. See, that's what I thought it meant by grab her, was do the hoist up on her shoulders. That was it. I needed to lift her higher up. I quickly ducked under Seiko's body and forced myself between her wildly flowing legs until she was sitting on my shoulders. I then put everything I had into my backbone, standing up and lifting her into the air. This created enough slack in the rope that the upper half of Seiko's body weakened as if it was naturally collapsed against the back wall. Thinking fast, I took a step forward and actually pushed her into it, holding her in place so her head wouldn't drop back down again. Because that's what Satoshi did to save Naomi. Seiko, stay with me, breathe. Breathe, breathe. I'm going to get you out of this rope now, okay? Just hold still. All the hair on my body was standing on end. I actually did it. I averted fate. I prevented Seiko's death. I could feel it all throughout my being. I had just stepped into a new world, a new destiny. It was an odd sensation. My deja vu, my memories of that horrible future had ground to a halt. I had no idea what would happen from now on. It seems the only memories I retained from that other timeline were the ones related to my dearest friend's demise. Seiko had stopped squirming until he slumped over, exhausted from the whole ordeal. I reached my hand up to her neck, gently and carefully, and after a lot of fumbling, I successfully untied the knot on the rope. Pulling the slack noose off of Seiko's neck made a sort of crackling sound with each yank. I was in awe of how much force that rope had exerted. It was painful just thinking about it. Up through this morning, she was all smiles and laughter. She was always thinking about me and always so kind and outgoing. Why did something so horrible have to happen to her? But there was nothing to be afraid of anymore. Seiko and I now bypassed that sad fate that previously awaited us. As long as the two of us were together, we'd make it through this. I looked down at Seiko, still breathing, and sobbed. I led Seiko out of the stall and gently laid her down on the bathroom floor. She was too weak to go any further just yet. Seiko, you idiot. Why would you try to hang yourself? You hung her. I mean, I possessed you, but still. I was so worried about you. You have no idea. I laid my head on her body. She was so warm. I wasn't going to let her go again. I wasn't going to let anyone take her away from me. It's okay. It's okay now. I'm sorry, Seiko. I won't ever leave you alone again. Do you understand? Can you see me? It's me, Naomi. What is it? What? Seiko? What's wrong? It's me. It's me. Seiko wasn't acting like herself. She was regarding me as if she'd just seen a ghost. Her face was plainly painted with abject fear from the very depths of her soul. She stumbled to her feet clumsily, then hastily darted out of the room, screaming no for some reason. I mean, I know why. I guess. What? Why? I didn't understand. Was she confused? Either way, I had to catch her. Because I'm confused only because I know Naomi's the one who technically hung her. But she should know that that wasn't Naomi, since at the other game she texts her saying it's not her fault. I kept pace with Seiko's frantic, unsteady sprinting as she turned the corner and headed down the staircase. And then, the wire. No. She got cut in half by the wire. Or cut her head off, because it was that head, it was at your neck. That would probably be a worse sight than seeing her hang herself. Why? Why, Seiko? I saved you. I just saved you. Yeah, it's that crazy bitch, Chico, or whatever the hell her name is. It smells rotten. Oh, poor you, poor you. Did you really think you could save her? Once someone fate passes through these halls, it locks in place forever. Don't you see? If your destiny is to die here, then that's what's going to happen, no matter what. And the way you die will just keep getting worse and worse every time. Good girl. Good girl. Well, guess what? Naomi lives. Don't worry, I'll gladly extract all your painful memories right now. This isn't your first time here after all, right? We have all the time in the world to savor all the new, unspeakable ways your friends can die. She is so crazy. Crazy ass little. Such unbelievable cruelty. This was an inhuman malevolence, the likes of which I never even imagined could exist. Because of my own overzealous actions, Seiko would wound up meeting a fate even worse than death by hanging. It's my fault. My fault. My tears began raining down on Seiko's cheek, and on her forehead, into her nose, into her mouth, into her eyes. But Seiko's eyes wouldn't close. Despite lacking the ability to focus anymore, she just kept staring right at me. Oh, Seiko, what are you looking at right now? Your thoughts are going through your mind. Why did you run from me earlier? Why were you so afraid? But no matter how many times I asked her these questions, Seiko just wouldn't answer. I told her we'd always be friends no matter what, that we'd always be together. Answer me, please, say something. Don't leave me all alone. I could still feel the warmth from Seiko's head to my arms, but she was gone now. I was powerless. All I could do was scream. There was nothing else to do. Nothing would change. Not that the screaming helped. All that did was echo back at me, as if mocking my pain. I felt like I was trapped in a cold, damp cell. I had no doubt in my mind that this was hell. Why do we have to be put through this nightmare? God, I can't take it anymore. Get me out of here. Someone, please save me. Satoshi will, but that's something that I didn't like. Satoshi apparently is almost not in this game, which I thought was dumb because I looked at him as the main character of the first one. Now, while you didn't really exactly play as him the most, he still seemed to be the main character to me. And then now in this one, he's barely in it. Now, I don't know about the Vita one. I know from the looks of the Vita one, though, it goes back to the, you actually walk around and control the person, and it's not this point and click stuff. That's at least from looking at the pictures of it that I see. But anyways, we have Demise, which each one of these, you play as a different character. You might go back and play as some. I think when I was looking, like, the first three, I think, are, like, prequel, or the bad ending 6 or whatever it was called, or the ending I kept getting, then I think like these two are like prequels, and then like these two follow the good ending that I got in my final part. It's something like that. I just know, yeah, like there's a couple or a few that follow the bad ending, then there's 2 that take place before the first game, 2 or 3, and then I'm not sure, it might even be only the last one that takes place after the good ending. But anyways, I'm gonna end this part right here, so thank you for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe so you know when I upload the next part.